5-star sports, health and spa resort. It's a few minutes from the beach and a few minutes from the golf course in the southwest of France between Bordeaux and La Rochelle. Bordeaux being the biggest wine growing area in France and the wine mecca of the world. So I've developed a resort which is full of luxury properties with jacuzzis on the terrace, private gardens, and the idea of it is promote well-being, also a lot of family life where families can get together, and also a sporty and active lifestyle. So we have lots of sports on site such as tennis, spa, swimming and what have you, but also a lot of off-site activities organised, including sailing, fishing, cycling, obviously golf and things like that. And it's also been designed so that it's very interesting for investors. So investors get a 6% net guaranteed return, and they also get a few weeks personal use a year with no running costs. It's no hassle, and yeah, it's just very interesting for people who are looking to invest in a property in France.
And what kind of perks do foreign investors get when they invest in a property or own a property in France?
What do they get?
Yes.
In terms of advantages?
Yes.
So it's a freehold property. In Singapore, it's classed as a landed property. So the properties have their own title, their own land. The advantages are that they're fully equipped, kitchens, bathrooms, dishwashers, everything, full furniture packages. There's absolutely nothing for people to do. They just buy the property, and then immediately when it's finished, it's rented out, and people receive a return, or they come and visit. So to say little plus points is things like jacuzzis on the terrace, which are private. Also all the bathrooms are kitted out to the highest quality, as well as the kitchens. So it's a top quality property that's going to be used as either as a holiday home or as an investment, or both, really.
How can our viewers get more information? Do you have a website?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is www.laforetdarmotte.com. That's LAFORETDARMOTTE.com, and they can fill an inquiry form there, or they can call us on the number on the website, and and we'll be happy to field any questions and help them through it.
There you go, folks. Please do contact the resort management for more information on their website. And once again, thank you for joining me here at the National Kids' Choice.
Some of you here probably would have been invited, especially by our own point of contact. Okay, let me just introduce myself before I introduce Mr. George Wong. Okay, my name is Sean Tan. Okay, you might not have seen me. I'm also not sure that I'm actually standing right here today to actually be the MC to introduce George. Okay, I'm the Key Executive Officer and the CEO of More Property Private Limited. Okay, we are a marketing agency arm. Okay, we are all here today because we have to thank two companies. One, of course, is the Wine Lovers Club. Okay, which all of you here, or most of you here, were invited, especially invited by him. Okay, to come for the wine appreciation and to see that what we have in store. Okay, in this special function room on this special day, on a public holiday, which is the Diwali. Okay, for those our Indian community and friends out there, I think I hereby wish to send our warmest greetings. Okay, to wish you and your family a happy Diwali. All right, and of course, a very important company or a very important developer, a friend of mine. Okay, the managing director, I call him by his name, Nick, NIC. All right, you could see that when you actually appreciated the wine, the very good wine, you walk in, you actually see some very good France resort or France properties, which I personally endorse and feel that it's a very good investment that you should consider. It's much better than you put your money into the fixed deposit in any of the local banks or even any offshore banks. Alright, so I just want to urge you all that after this wine appreciation class by our God of Wine, Mr. George Wong, I really urge that you could stay here. I think we are going to open another series of wines as well, right? Another series, another collection of wine. Hope that you get drunk, okay? So that my salesperson, okay, from More Property could actually convince you to actually put on your check, okay? Because I assure you that this is a very good and sound investment. All right. So then, without further ado, let me just introduce the next speaker. Okay, Mr. George Wong. Okay, he is the founder for Wine Lovers Club. Okay, He's the only native Singaporean, okay, who has the wine MBA. And put a round of applause to Mr. George Wong. He's also our founder and wine speaker and consultant for Wine Lovers Club. Alright, so I think without further ado, let us put our hands together one more time. Let us welcome Mr. George Wong to spend the next 30 minutes with us to share with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. I really wish we can use the ballroom. I'm so sorry that I already turned away a lot of people. In the last 20 years when I speak, I have one problem. The room is usually too small. Thank you so much for your invaluable support. I've been traveling around the world to search for the best wine so that I can share with you. And this is obviously Pichon Lalande in Bordeaux. Cost d'Estenel, is this the best? In Saint-Estèphe. Beauvais-le-Cas from St. Julien in Bordeaux as well. Woo! Everybody knows Petrus. I was very excited when I read the papers. Am I talking? But my saliva may not be contagious. that they say that this bottle of wine, 170 years old champagne, which is found in Baltic Sea, and they auctioned for $53,000. And obviously, this restaurant owner is in Buyan, which is Singapore. And suddenly, Lafitte, a bottle worth 233 US dollars, about $250,000. Does it mean to say that expensive wines are the best wine? Or is it the style of winemaking that plays an important role? Or could it be, has to be aged in a stainless steel tank? Or is it bigger vat that we require? One of my favorite, Chateau Figeac. And certainly I like to bring a group of wine lovers to the vineyard. You can really explore and experience with a hands-on harvesting. We even do pumping over, and we even do chemical analysis, blending, and what have you. And not to forget, wine and food certainly goes hand in hand. This is certainly a Michelin restaurant in Côte La Rose, which is in Sautien. Yes, sir. Can I help you? My favorite chateau, Chateau Angelus, which was promoted recently from Premier Grand Cru Class A B to A. So currently, instead of 4, there are 6 now altogether. Okay? And very exciting. Unfortunately or fortunately, in Singapore, you don't have vineyard or you don't have even a winery. So I have to bring the wine lovers to places where the magic is. Very exciting. Fancy a course in Bordeaux wine in Bordeaux itself. Yeah. 3 years ago, I was very excited when everybody respected and worshipped people like Robert Parker. Anybody knows who is Robert Parker? Show hand. Okay. Oh, not bad. Everybody knows George Wong, but and obviously, he is the advocate. He is the most authoritative wine critic itself. And when he's in Singapore, everybody queue up for his autograph. And I do not know why that day he did not smile. He was very upset. His face is like that. And when I queue up my turn, obviously I make him laugh. I said, Robert, you know something? I was told that you are known as the Emperor of Wine. Oh, that's very why he smiled. And then we snapped this photograph. I said, oh, that's very good. Yeah. He said, no lah. These journalists are very kind. They mention about saying that I'm the Emperor of Wine. And next to it, obviously, is his assistant. Today, she took over him as chief editor, none other than Lisa Perotti Brown, Master of Wine, who is from America, domiciled in Singapore. And turn around and say, by the way, Robert, George is known as a god of wine. I say, is that so? Then in that case, I should be queuing up for your autograph. Because that happens when one day I wake up, I read the Business Times. It says that it's reported the local wine expert, which is an oenologist, known as George Wong, his nickname is called God of Wine. Straight away I got very upset initially. I said, hey, that is against my religion. Pick up the call, one at school, who's a journalist. Somebody stopped me. He said, that's good marketing and branding. There you are. There's only three in the world, besides Becker's and Donosus. There you are. Yeah. I've been always asked the most common question. There are so many wines to choose from. How would I know whether this bottle of wine is a good bottle of wine or is it a great bottle of wine? But that again depends on who you are. Are you just a wine lover or are you a trophy hunter? It depends. Being a trophy hunter ultimately are the one who definitely pursue the prestige wine for status. In Chinese, they say they are hao lian li. To show off, yeah, whether it's for investment or for consumption, not necessarily for consumption. But if you're a wine lover, obviously, for hedonistic reason. If you buy for investor, then you hope for income. If you're just only a speculator, certainly profit. But before you jump into wine investment, read. And it was found in Business Times, they interviewed me on venturing into wine investment. So that you won't blame me. I like to categorize four in terms of consumer segmentation, ultimately. And the first one, obviously, the connoisseur, which is very knowledgeable in wine. The next category, the aspirational drinker, or wine pretentious. Sometimes we call them wannabe. Okay? They pretend to be the expert, but actually, yeah. There's also beverage wine consumer. Anything with alcohol can last. And of course, the novice for sure. And the biggest misconception is this. As long as you like the wine, this is good. Meaning to say that if Kawaii-san, he liked the wine, may not be what Donald liked it. Agree? But what Donald liked may not be what he liked. What's your name, sir? James. But what James liked may not be a good bottle of wine. Agree? In other words, it's subjective. However, liking the wine may not be a good bottle of wine. So as professional, we don't approach it subjectively. We approach it objectively. So how do we do that? Does it mean to say that it has to be expensive in order to be good? Imagine there are two bottles of wine. One is $80, the other one is $800. Robert Parker loved this wine so much that he rated 90 pointers out of 100. Whereas the other bottle of wine, obviously, is much better. 91 pointers. So which one is better? Of course, it's this. But my question here is this. This wine is 10 times the price of this. Is this 10 times better than this? My answer is no. The French says that it's PQR, means upper quality prix, which means price quality ratio. Since it's 10 times the price, but it's not 10 times as good as it is, then I won't buy the bottle. I'll probably buy one bottle just to understand and remember the nuances and intricacies. Do I judge the wine just by the label? A lot of people do that, definitely. But first you must understand classification. And everybody today will come for my wine class, French class, AOC. Anybody know what's AOC? Tell me. Wow, you deserve a bottle of wine, man. I'll get the wine merchant to pour a little bit more for you. And definitely, you must know the difference between a chateau, as in Bordeaux, and domain, as in Burgundy. In ours, it means a castle. You know, differentiate between an estate bottle than the others, which they even printed Miss Ambuti our chateau. Or is it a Grand Cru Classic, as classified 1855? If I were you, come for my next wine class on the legendary Chateau of Bordeaux. If you're able to know French wine so well, the rest are easy. Okay? Yeah. Very exciting 1855 classification where they divide into first growth, second growth, third, fourth, and fifth. Altogether, there's only 61 chateaux. And obviously today, the best of the best, obviously, is the first growth. The French pronounce as Premier Grand Cru Classic. And there's currently 5 of them in the lab bank. Simple. On the left is Chateau Latour. It's Latour, French word Latour. Chateau Lafite Rothschild. Chateau Mouton Rothschild. Chateau Margaux. And Oubrion. Very easy to remember. LLMMH. These are definitely best of the best. So actually, what do you mean by quality? I would say that intrinsic quality, or is it the extrinsic quality? By intrinsic quality, I mean to say is the actual quality that you perceive when you taste the wine. The extrinsic quality ultimately has to do with positioning, price, branding, marketing, and rating by wine critic and so on. Okay? So in short, perceived quality is more important than actual quality. And I realized that a lot of good wines, they don't sell as well as perceived quality by the consumers. Agree with me? Yeah. Some wines, it tastes like, I don't like to use the word shit, but it's selling like a market. And this one is so fantastic, but nobody knows that. Yeah. However, today, I want to leave you a very interesting thing, that you can be wine judges. That's what, even as wine experts or even sommeliers and so on, we're going to use, there are altogether about 17 attributes that we look into the wine as the review itself. But because of time constraint, I'll be sharing with you only 7. Trying to tell you, you want to know the rest, must pay money next time. So not only I'm very passionate about what I'm doing, I have good business sense as well. Okay. I'm kidding, of course. Right. First thing first. Many times we will look at the wine glass, we nose it, we swirl it, we taste it. We like to find what is the grape's variety. Agreed? Yeah. What I'm trying to say that if it's a Chardonnay, you have a tendency to be much more peachy. I say peachy, not beachy. Okay. Somebody's going to sue me using such words. We eat Sauvignon Blanc, and you realize that from the Loire Valley, it's obviously maybe grassy and herbaceous. But if it's from Marlborough, New Zealand, it blew your mind away, because ultimately it has a nose of like guava, passion fruits, and what have you. In other words, a Chardonnay should taste and nose like a Chardonnay, not a Sauvignon Blanc, and the other way around. So varietal characteristic, it's typicity, very important. If I'm a guy, I must look like a guy, I cannot be like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Integration. You know the components of wine comprise of 4, which is obviously sweetness, acidity, tannins, and alcohol, all the 4 components. Easy to remember. Remember the word SATA. You go chest X-ray, that's how you remember. So if the wine is so sweet, it don't taste that good, unless it's a dessert wine. If it's too acidic, or it's not acidic at all. It is very flat. So in short, what I'm trying to say, it has to be balanced, harmoniously pleasing. Most of all, the integration of that has been such. Complexity. You realize that wines, especially an older wine, you get to taste very old wine tonight. And you have even 1999, slightly younger than most of us here. Okay? And you realize that when I have a nose or taste the wine itself, I understand how you like. How is it like? 1 hour later, I come back again and nose the wine, and I realize that it is different. Have you gone through that? Have you experienced that before? Yes. Because that bottle of wine or that glass of wine, it evolved. It has layers of layers. They reveal to you different nuances and intricacies. That wine certainly has complexity. Okay? But don't expect, go to a supermarket, $30 bottle of wine, and you wait for 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 days, nothing still happened. Okay? I even went for wine appreciation or even events. They pour the wine, they ask me, is it a good wine? I said, yeah, good. Hey, you call us here, you say this good wine? I said, I haven't finished saying. And when their sponsor walk away, I said, I haven't finished saying what I want to say. It is good for cooking. No. Complexity. Expressiveness. You look at me, you know, I'm a very expressive person. You talk to some people, oh, so boring. Agree or not? They talk, ask you a question. But then again, we also know that good wines take time to open up. It's like some of us, when we sit, we have arms full. Later, you're going to taste all the wines, and you realize that nobody listens to the wine speaker, we taste a lot of wine. It means to say the wines is very lifted, expressive. The opposite of it is restrained. So obviously I prefer more expressive wine. Finishing. Imagine if this is a glass of wine that I'm drinking. It looks like Riesling from Germany. See, I only demonstrate once. Ta-dang! That's a glass, huh? Don't forget, I turn water into wine. Is there wine in my mouth? You're very powerful. If this is wine, there isn't. However, I felt that it is still there. In ours, it lingers on and on and on and on. It has a long finishing. And that wine you just tasted earlier is probably about 10 seconds. You're going to taste the later part. There are some wines which even last for another 40 seconds. Okay? At the end of the day, tell me which one is a good quality wine. I make sure I give you a bottle of wine. Okay? Okay? What I'm trying to say is the 10 seconds and the 40 seconds, which one is a better one? Obviously the one that has a longer finishing. Simple as that. But that also has to do with the price tag as well. Agreed? Yeah. So finishing, very important. Aging potential. Like the old wine, especially the France, the French, they make it such a way, especially the Grand Cru Classic, that you have a tendency, you can even age it, sell it for the next 20 years, 30 years, or even 50 years. Okay? Yeah. So in other words, a good quality one obviously has an aging potential. But not all wines, does it mean to say the older the wine, the better it is? And somebody asked me that. I asked him in return, you mean to say the older man you marry is better? So in other words, 90 years old and a 50 years old, 90 years old, a better performance? He said, no. It has the same lifespan like human being. of course, is much, much better. Okay? I'm trying to illustrate a human being when he's 18 years old and a 10 years old guy. Obviously, the 18 years old guy is stronger, fitter, can perform better. His mind is more developed. That's why we go national service at age 18. And then it depends on the vintages, varietals, and which region it's from. And obviously, it will gradually plateau off and go down the hill. Okay? So a lot of people ask me question, how would I know that this wine has an aging potential? Anybody knows this? How would I know? Anyone? You want to help me on this? I know you know. Yeah. You want to help me? Any? How would I know this bottle of wine has good aging potential? Didn't drink now. Okay. Same thing, yeah. When I didn't drink now, also I can't tell. Yeah. Okay. There are two things. A lot of people will agree with me that this wine has good aging potential, can cellar some more. Why? How do I know? Number one, it's full of tannins. It's not ready to be drunk, for example. Like a Grand Cru Class A wine, I wouldn't even want to drink it if it is less than 10 years old. It is as good as killing an infant. Imagine, you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for a bottle, and it has not developed to the fullest in terms of the nose, the palate. Why should I drink that? Okay, but if I'm paying the full price, I should enjoy the food. So tannins helps you to tell. Another thing very interesting which I want to tell you is this, that when I open the bottle of wine, I drink it, which I told you earlier, it evolved. 1-2 hours later, I just come back to it again. Hey, it's different in terms of flavor, in terms of nose. That shows that wine has a natural aging potential. It sells on more. Okay, that's how I know. Terroir, the French call it, the soil and the microclimate. We know that the wines maker have a tendency to make the wines much more vibrant today, much more expressive, that truly reflect on the intrinsic character of the soil and the climate of the vineyard, where ultimately the wine is an expression of fruit, and the fruit is an expression of the terroir. What I'm trying to say is, when a lot of wine experts that we wear the grapes, it's not for show. Just in case tonight, when the wine have not enough to serve you, I'll squeeze and produce more wines for you. That's why we wear this insignia. Okay? If it's a bottle of Bordeaux, it has to have the characteristic of Bordeaux. And better still, wine and property have something in common. You know what is that? It is location, location, and location. I'm trying to say is, the more specific the location it is, the prime area, the more expensive it is. Agree? Likewise, if it's from Bordeaux, obviously, they're very expensive. Be more specific. Which part of Bordeaux? Bordeaux is a region, we go into the sub-region, or known as the commune, be it Pauillac, which is very, very voluptuous, or is it St. Julien? The perfume on the nose straight tells me it's from St. Julien. Or is it from Gave? You can see it's much more earthy and so on. So in other words, the 7 attributes that helps you to judge whether this bottle of wine is a good wine or a great wine. Simple as that. And to help you to remember, I want you to take away with the word VICE. I'm not talking about vice or anti-vice in terms of your indulgence. Another one, fat. Remember that. So vice, fat. That's how we remember. Okay? And obviously, having good wines is not good enough. You have to remember serving the right temperature, tasting order, the sequence of tasting, storing wines, obviously very important. Wine with food. And you know, to have an unforgettable gastronomic experience, we obviously need the right wine, with the right food, with the right ambience, and most of all, great company. Agree with me? We have all the three, but the other guy was spoil you everything, okay? I'm very excited because we're going to taste 18 different types of wine tonight. And this is only possible. We have great wine merchants, KTT Fine Wines. With that, I want to say that I really enjoyed being with you today, and thank you.